All right, welcome back to another week of H40. This is week 4, and this is one of my favorite subjects. We're gonna be talking about a concept that I think is super important, biohacking. So to me, here's a very simple explanation of what biohacking is. Your body is different than mine, is different on the inside as it is on the outside. So biohacking is figuring out what your body really needs, just how it responds to food, drink, supplements, the environment. But let me read actually a really good formal definition of this because it's pretty interesting. Biohacking is the practice of strategically altering one's lifestyle, environment, and biology through science, technology, and self-experimentation to optimize health, enhance physical and mental performance, and extend longevity. This multidisciplinary approach integrates insights from genetics, biotechnology, medicine, and nutrition to empower individuals to become the architects of their own well-being, pushing the boundaries of human potential. Biohacking is about really doing everything that you can to optimize the body's key functions at a cellular level. So it's about what's going on sort of underneath the surface in our bodies because the human body is an incredibly complex machine. It's honestly kind of miraculous when you look closely because your body is made up of trillions of cells. They're all living, dying, replicating, and they're carrying out their very specific functions while we're really completely and totally unaware. In traditional medicine, often focuses on just treating like specific symptoms and managing disease using a drug or surgery. But there's a whole other field of medicine, it's emerging, it's called functional health, which instead emphasizes that all disease is downstream of some imbalance in the body. So functional medicine uses food as the first line of defense, the therapy. So in other words, the right nutrition combined with the right lifestyle is the first thing that should be focused on when it comes to our physical and mental health. If you go to your doctor to talk about some issue that you're having, and they don't ask you about your diet, your sleep, your exercise, and instead just suggest a drug to take that you need to take to fix the problem, do you really have a doctor or do you have a drug dealer? And Dr. Mark Hyman saw this exact problem. That's why he founded the Center for Functional Medicine at the Cleveland Clinic. It's one of the first functional medicine hospitals in the world. He's a pioneer in this space and he takes a much more holistic approach to health. So functional health acknowledges the complexity and the interconnectedness of the human body. So what goes on at the micro level totally impacts how we feel at the macro level, like really even our emotions. So this is why something as tiny as a virus, if it gets into our systems, it can completely derail us. That's why we need to appreciate and pay attention to what's going on at the micro level in our bodies because that's what biohacking is all about, improving that. I think there's a freaking miracle if we think about it. It happens each day, right? 330 billion cells are replaced throughout the body each day. These could be damaged proteins, weak cells, disease cells, and we need to support this natural cycle. Remember, our body wants to heal itself. This is one of the most incredible marvels of modern science. Like, it's crazy to think that someone could smoke for decades, but after they quit, like let's say, assume they quit today, the body's going to initiate a series of healing processes. So within just a few days, the cilia in the lungs, these tiny hair-like structures that help expel mucus and pathogens, these things begin to regenerate. This function continues to improve and can actually return to a completely normal state within a few months. Over the long term, maybe about 10 to 15 years after quitting, the risk of lung cancer can drop to almost exactly the same of someone who's never smoked before. Or let's say you've given your liver quite the battle because, well, you've been best friends with alcohol. So the liver also has this remarkable capacity to just regenerate itself, especially if cirrhosis has not yet set in. And as soon as you stop drinking alcohol, your liver cells begin to repair and regenerate. They're gonna show recovery within just a few weeks and significant improvement in just a couple of months. Or let's say that you've had an unhealthy relationship with food or just poor dietary habits. We know these things can pose significant health risk, but when you make changes in your diet and you start exercising, when you start eating whole foods and better foods and you increase your physical activity, that can stabilize and turn around your metabolism pretty quick. This is going to significantly improve all metabolic functions, such as your insulin sensitivity, and it's going to reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease. These improvements are noticeable within a few months, and again, this just highlights the body's ability to adapt and heal when just given a healthier environment. This is all such crazy stuff to think about, and actually, thank you, God, by the way. So I'm gonna break this up into 3 sections. So first, how to analyze your body through testing and technology. 2 is going to be how to take action on this knowledge and my favorite actions, like what I'm doing. And then 3, at the end of this video, I'm gonna give you a list of really the top 20 supplements that most biohackers talk about and what they do for the body. And either I'm currently taking this supplement or I've tried this at one point in time. But just one thing before we dig in. For most of us, we can contact our doctor and we can request a full blood panel, even one deeper than you're gonna get with a typical annual physical. So here's what you can ask for that will be covered under most insurance, and we're gonna put this in the workbook. Say, hey doc, I want a complete blood panel with lipid profile. So this should include CBC, so a complete blood count. This is gonna check your white and red blood cells and your platelets. A CMP, comprehensive metabolic panel. This is going to look at your blood sugar levels, your liver and kidney function, and electrolyte and fluid balance, and your lipid profile. So this is gonna measure your cholesterol levels, including total cholesterol, your LDL, which is your bad cholesterol, your HDL, which is good cholesterol, and your triglycerides. You wanna get a thyroid function test to evaluate how well your thyroid is actually working. You can actually check your vitamin levels. So see if you're deficient, particularly in vitamin D and B12. And your inflammatory markers. So you wanna measure your C-reactive protein and your ESR. Or you can actually do testing with a specialized clinic like 10X Health or Life Force or Function Health. Now, you don't have to do this if money is a little bit tight, because these things can get a little bit expensive. But I've worked with all 3 of these in the past and they're all great. We will have links inside of the workbook and talk more about this on the coaching call, but these clinics, these labs, they're gonna give you some amazing information that I don't think you're gonna get with your standard healthcare providers. They take a deeper look at hormones. They can actually detect early forms of cancer. They can look deeper at how your metabolism is actually operating, and they'll actually put you in touch with or give you access to a physician that's going to talk to you specifically about your body and then how to improve it. And I think this is biohacking at its purest form. Let me talk about a couple pieces of technology that you can use to analyze your body and its systems. So believe it or not, the Apple Watch has some incredible health outputs. So this and things like the Whoop or the Fitbit, these are gonna track things like heart rate variability, HRV, stress levels, sleep patterns, these things that can have a direct impact on your health. And since you're now committed to your health, you're not interested anymore, I'm gonna suggest that you pick one and try one of these things out. The one that I actually love the best is this little ring here called the Oura Ring. I found it to be just as accurate as really anything else out there, but it's actually way easier to wear. And as a matter of fact, I wear it as my wedding band. And I just forget I ever have it on, and it gives me deep insights. Like, it includes everything I just talked about above, but it also gives me access to what's called my readiness levels and my resilience levels. This measures like how my body is responding to stress and whether it thinks I'm up for a challenging task. Or it does a great job of making recommendations. Like, if I'm pushing my body too hard during the day, it tells me to relax a little bit, to focus on breathing or meditation, or even go for a walk. I think this thing's like a little built-in coach, and the battery lasts forever. And one more super cool thing that I definitely want to mention again is the Lumen. So I talked a little bit about this a few weeks ago in the Eat video. So you breathe in and out of this device once or twice or 3 times a day, and it's gonna measure the carbon dioxide concentration in your breath. Then it's gonna use this information to analyze your metabolism. It's gonna tell you whether your body is using fat or carbs for energy. Now, I only use it for the measurement. I don't follow the recommended diet because I'm eating healthier and I'm using carb fasting, but this totally puts a gamification component to losing weight or losing fat and just improving my metabolic flexibility. And I would say that I'm a pretty tough critic, but this thing is amazing. It's not cheap. I think it's about $300 or $400, but it really works way better than I thought it would. And when I got it, I was fully prepared to just send it back. I've done that with a lot of products, but this thing hooked me for sure. And we've never talked to anybody at Lumen. They're not a sponsor, but we just love it. So I hope you're starting to see that analyzing your body is super important because it's different than mine. Quick story is I had a buddy named Tom who was just this phenomenal athlete growing up. He was a high performer. But after we graduated from high school, we started working, and then in our mid-20s, he was just so lethargic. He was always struggling, almost like he's out of breath, even though he still was in great shape. And when he got home from work, he just didn't have the energy to spend on anything that he was really passionate about. He said his dad was the same way, so he just thought that this was normal. So fast forward a few years and I saw him again, and it was like the Tom I remembered from high school. He had high energy, full of life, full of vitality. He looked great, totally different guy. And I asked him about it, and he said that he'd had a blood test done that showed him to be iron deficient. So he started eating more red meat and taking an iron supplement, and lo and behold, his energy levels came roaring back to normal. Now, that's a powerful and simple reminder that your body is different than mine, and we need to supplement that difference. Okay, now in the second part of the training, I'm gonna tell you some of my favorite biohacks, and we're gonna talk about supplements because these are like little cheat codes that you can use to get healthier. We chose what we think are the best anti-aging, muscle building, fat losing, and metabolic improving things that you can take. So let's talk about biohacking, specifically 3 things that I do on a daily basis, and I'd say that almost all serious biohackers do pretty consistently, and then go over a list of 20 common supplements that can improve both our mental and physical health. So we're going to start with sauna use, and you've probably read or heard that regular sauna use has some very profound health benefits. It can actually dramatically reduce the risk of heart attack and stroke by over 50%, even as high as 60%. We know it detoxifies the body, it relaxes the mind, but it triggers the production of what's called heat shock proteins. And that, I think, is where the magic happens. So heat shock proteins are a specific group of proteins that the body produces in response to stress, particularly thermal stress, like when we jump into a sauna. So I always like to know why and what. So why does the body produce these? And then what is it going to do for me to help me be healthier? So when we're exposed to high temperatures, our body actually perceives this as a form of stress, and that's when it produces the heat shock proteins. And some people look at them as like molecular chaperones, meaning they help other proteins maintain their shape and function under these stressful conditions. That's crucial because proteins, we know, are fundamental to nearly all of our biological functions. And when we have a dysfunction in our proteins, that leads to various diseases. And heat shock proteins protect our other cells from the types of damage that might lead to diseases, including neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. Heat shock proteins can also strengthen the immune system. So it's going to enhance the ability to respond and recognize the threats that are attacking it constantly. They give the immune system a head start. So for these reasons, I use the sauna 4 to 5 times a week for 15 to 18 minutes at a time. Another thing that I do almost every day is cold immersion therapy. So this can be a cold shower, it could be an ice bath, it could be jumping into a cold lake if you live up north. But this again triggers this fascinating sort of physiological response that involves both our hormones and the activation of specific proteins and actually can change our body fat composition. And similar to heat shock proteins, the body will produce cold shock proteins when we're exposed to cold temperature. And these also are going to play a significant role in cell protection and repair. They actually help our other cells survive these freezing temperatures. They stabilize our cellular components and help reduce inflammation. That's a big reason why people do this. And some scientists say they act like a little blanket around our other cells. So they also have a hormonal response. So this is when the body's producing norepinephrine. This is a hormone and neurotransmitter associated with our focus, our attention, our mood elevation. So many people do cold immersion just to feel better, not depressed, to lessen anxiety, lessen stress. Norepinephrine has anti-inflammatory properties. It can enhance mood and energy levels. It can help boost metabolism. And it's actually going to contribute to all these positive effects of cold therapy on body fat. And this is a big one. Most people don't know that we have white fat and brown fat. And I think, to me, one of the most intriguing aspects of cold immersion is its effect on our body's fat. And like, white fat is the more common type of fat. This is responsible for storing energy and insulation, but it's also associated with negative health outcomes. This visceral fat in the midsection is actually, it's not the good type of fat. So brown fat is completely different than white fat. This is metabolically active, and it actually burns calories to generate heat. So this type of fat is beneficial because it improves the body's thermal regulation. It burns calories and right, instead of storing them. So what happens when we take a cold shower or cold bath, that's going to convert white fat to brown fat. And when we increase brown fat, this improves our insulin sensitivity and just our energy metabolism. This is going to contribute to healthy weight management and actually a reduced risk of diabetes. We want to get more brown fat, and we want to get rid of white fat. So I actually take a cold plunge a few times a month and a 3-minute cold shower almost every day, as cold as my shower can get. And I think there's some fascinating research being done right now, which is showing no difference between cold immersion at, let's say, 35 to 40 degrees, which is like ice cold. It's shocking to the body. And then 50 degrees, which is, I consider that just cold. And trust me, the difference on the body between 35 and 50 degrees, the difference on the nerve endings, that is a world apart. And another thing that I do on an almost daily basis is bulletproof coffee. So this is when we take pure organic coffee and we blend it with butter, so grass-fed butter and coconut or MCT oil. And we want to use grass-fed butter because it's rich in omega-3 fatty acids, much higher than regular butter would have. It's going to reduce inflammation in the body and actually improve our digestive health. And the high fat content of butter is going to provide this slow and steady source of energy throughout the morning. And this is going to be a big difference in eating a high carb breakfast. And it's going to make us feel full longer. And then when we add coconut oil or MCT oil, so medium chain triglycerides, these contain another crucial component. So MCTs are like a fast acting energy source. This is going to be metabolized differently from other types of fat. They're sort of rapidly absorbed in the body. They're transported right to the liver, and then they're converted into ketones. And we know that ketones are an almost immediate source of energy for the brain and the body. And it's going to be very slowly digested, way slower than almost any other fat is digested. And that's going to give us this cognitive boost. It's going to be this energy source specifically for the brain without a need for insulin. And that's why they call MCT oil a sort of brain juice. It's also going to have an appetite suppression. So when we combine the coffee with the butter and these fats, it's going to reduce the appetite. Again, for anyone that's concerned about weight management or doing intermittent fasting or carb fasting. So I've been drinking bulletproof coffee off and on for almost 10 years. Dave Asprey has a brand name of coffee called Bulletproof, but I think the key is, high quality organic, so non-mold laced coffee with Kerrygold is what I use, grass-fed butter, and then MCT oil. And honestly, it just tastes unbelievably good, if you can believe that. So those are 3 little things that I do consistently. And if you jump into the world of biohacking, you'll probably hear about them over and over and over again. So now let's talk about supplements. I'm going to name a supplement. I'm going to tell you what the supplement does, and extremely important, when to take it, because if we take these supplements at the wrong time, they oftentimes won't do what they're supposed to be doing for the body and mind. And whenever we're talking about supplements, I think you have to realize that these are natural or synthetic compounds that you're going to be, ingesting into the body. So I'm not a physician. You want to make sure if you're on any medication that you're talking to your doctor about potential supplements that you're taking or will take in the future. These 20 supplements do a great job of helping us lose fat, gain muscle, have a lot of energy, and get rid of brain fog. And they're popular in just the the general health and wellness space and also the anti-aging space. So, okay. First up is NMN, or nicotinamide mononucleotide. So this is a derivative of B3. It acts as a precursor to NAD+. This is a coenzyme that's crucial for cellular energy production. So this definitely affects our energy and our mitochondria. So almost every anti-aging guru is pro NMN because it supports healthy aging. It's going to enhance our energy production. It helps the mitochondria. It's going to improve our insulin sensitivity and glucose metabolism. And if you're going to take NMN, it's best to take it on an empty stomach, preferably in the morning. I take this right now. Number 2, we have resveratrol. So another anti-aging supplement. It's found in the skin of grapes and berries, peanuts, and it's known to be this powerful, potent antioxidant, and it has these really strong anti-inflammatory effects. So resveratrol can reduce inflammation, oxidative stress. It's going to support cardiovascular health, even help prevent age-related cognitive decline. So for best results with resveratrol, you want to take it with a meal that has some level of fat in it to increase its absorption. I take this right now. So number 3, let's talk about vitamin B12. And it's important to address 2 forms that you can take this in because there's a huge difference. So the 2 forms are methylcobalamin and cyanocobalamin. So both forms can help address a B12 deficiency, but methylcobalamin is the active, it's the natural form that's ready to be used by the body like right now. So it's more efficiently absorbed, and it's just a better supplement, better version of the supplement than cyanocobalamin, which is a synthetic form that needs to be converted before the body can really use it. So methylcobalamin also supports the body's detoxification process, while cyanocobalamin can actually hurt it. It burdens it. So for these reasons, you want to make sure if you're taking vitamin B12, take the methylcobalamin version and aim to take in the morning with or without food. I take this every day. Number 4, so omega-3 fatty acids. These are essential for our health, but our bodies cannot produce these. So that's why we need to get them from either our diet or our supplements. So like fish oil, krill oil, algae oil. These are crucial for brain health, for heart health, for reducing inflammation throughout the body. They can actually help improve our cognitive function, our mental health. They're going to lower triglycerides, help reduce blood pressure, help reduce chronic inflammation. And to maximize absorption here, you want to take an omega-3 supplement with a meal, again, that contains some fat. So I take these off and on pretty consistently. Okay, number 5, so vitamin D3. This is a vitamin that our skin can produce when it's exposed to sunlight. So many of us are not just getting enough of it because we're not being exposed to enough sun, especially if you live up here in Northeast Ohio. It's tough sometimes, but we want to supplement vitamin D. It's essential for strong bones, for our immune function, for our muscle strength. So for helping the muscles become muscles, for our brain health. It's going to prevent low bone density. It's going to prevent osteoporosis. It's going to enhance our immune function, protect against infections. And this is one of those things that again, talk to your doctor, but just about all of us should be taking it. And to make sure we're properly absorbing it, take it again with a meal that contains a little bit of fat in the morning, and take it with vitamin K2, which is number 6. K2 is an important vitamin that when taken with D3 can actually help with absorption. It actually helps in our bone, our cardiovascular health. It's going to activate osteocalcin. This is a protein that binds calcium right to the bones, and it's going to actually prevent calcium deposits in the blood vessels. One of the cool things that vitamin K2 does for people who might have high blood pressure or heart disease, it actually helps prevent arterial calcification. So it's going to just help the blood flow smoother, and it enhances insulin sensitivity and glucose metabolism, which we're huge fans of. So again, for best results, take K2 with a meal, with D3 and with a meal that contains a little bit of fat. I take both of these every day. And number 7 is magnesium. This is a mineral that I didn't know I really was deficient in until I went outside the box and got a lab test like we talked about in the other video. But magnesium, man, this is involved in hundreds of bodily processes, yet I'd say most of us don't get enough through our diet alone. Many people don't realize that magnesium can help promote relaxation, actually relaxes the muscles. It's going to improve sleep quality, alleviate constipation, and other digestive issues. So for best results, this is a very important one on the timing. Take magnesium in the evening about an hour before bed. I do almost every single night. Number 8 are probiotics. These are gut bacteria. These are the good gut bacteria that sort of balance our overall health and well-being. A lot of science is being done around the gut, how powerful our gut bacteria is, good or bad, and our diets directly affect that. So many people should be taking a probiotic. This is gonna just help with digestion, help with nutrient absorption, help with immune function. They're going to improve IBS and IBD. They're going to, again, promote good bacteria and sort of drown out the bad bacteria and actually help neurotransmitters like serotonin. And you're gonna wanna make sure you take this, if you take this on an empty stomach, either first thing in the morning or right before bed. There's this whole, like I mentioned, whole sub-community in the wellness space built around pre and probiotics and gut health. And I'm not currently taking any of these, but I've experimented with these off and on for the past 8 to 10 years. Number 9, zinc. This is another mineral that was lacking in my body, and this is gonna play a vital role in immune function. It's going to help the body heal wounds, DNA synthesis, protein production, again, support overall muscle growth. Zinc is going to be best absorbed when taken with a meal, and you may want to split your dose throughout the day. So take a little bit in the morning and the evening. I take this in the morning with a protein shake. And number 10 is turmeric and its active compound curcumin. So these have gained a lot of attention the past few years for like very potent anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. So this is going to help reduce inflammation throughout the body. And we know that this is a key indicator, key factor in many diseases, especially as we get older. So it's going to protect against cognitive decline. It's going to improve mood. It's going to help even combat symptoms of depression. So to make sure you're getting these properly and absorbing them in the body, take these with a meal that contains black pepper or a source of healthy fat. And again, I've experimented with these, but I'm not currently taking this as a supplement. Number 11 is ashwagandha. This actually is going to reduce stress, reduce anxiety, improve brain function, which is going to include our memory, even our reaction time. It's even a lot of athletes take this to sort of enhance athletic performance and just really help our muscles grow effectively. So for best results, take ashwagandha in the morning or early afternoon with or without food. I just started taking this in the past month or so. Number 12 is rhodiola rosea. This is another adaptogenic herb. It's going to help the body manage stress and improve mental and physical performance. And it works by modulating the release of stress hormones, which sort of support the nervous system. It's going to reduce fatigue. It's going to boost energy. It's going to improve mental clarity and help us focus. So if you're having issues in the afternoon, especially with brain fog, you may want to experiment with this. It's also known to enhance exercise performance and even endurance. So they say to maximize these benefits, take this in the morning with or without food. I currently do not take this. Okay, number 13 is L-theanine. It's an amino acid. It's found naturally in green tea that's known for its calming and focus enhancing effects. I actually take this through green tea and not as a supplement. So this can promote relaxation without actually causing drowsiness. It's going to help reduce stress and anxiety, and especially when you combine it with caffeine, it can help enhance our sort of cognitive performance. It's going to help with focus, with attention. It can even enhance sleep quality. So for best results, take L-theanine in the morning or early afternoon, again, with or without food. I take this in the morning in the form of tea. And 14 is collagen. This is the most abundant protein in the body, and it's going to play a crucial role in the health of our skin, our hair, our nails, our joints. So as we age, our body's natural collagen production, like the factory, this declines. It's going to lead to wrinkles, to joint pain, and other issues. And so supplementing with collagen can actually improve our skin health It's going to reduce signs of aging. It's going to support joint health. It's going to help alleviate pain, even promote muscle growth and recovery. So you can take collagen in the morning or the evening with or without food. I do not take this currently, but maybe if I did, it'd help me regrow some hair. So maybe I probably should. And number 15 is glutathione. This is a powerful antioxidant that is actually produced naturally in the body, but these levels decline with age, with stress, with other factors. So this is going to play a key role in detoxification, in immune function, in reducing inflammation. So for optimal absorption here, take glutathione on an empty stomach, preferably in the morning. And I've been talking to a few of my doctors right now about this for myself. Number 16 is alpha lipoic acid, or ALA. This is a fatty acid that acts as another potent antioxidant in the body. It's going to help protect cells from oxidative damage, which all of us are receiving almost every day. It's going to enhance the body's ability to use glucose for energy, which is critically important. To maximize its benefits, take ALA on an empty stomach, preferably in the morning. I am not currently taking this. But number 17, berberine. This is one of my all-time favorite supplements because I can see in real time how this affects my body, my glucose, my blood sugar levels when I'm eating carbs or food. This is so important. We're going to actually create a whole separate video on this. We're going to do some cool tests in H40 to show you exactly what we're talking about. But the short description of berberine, what it is and what it does. So this is a plant compound that's going to dramatically reduce blood sugar spikes. So when we're eating carbs, it's going to improve insulin sensitivity. And it's actually believed to actually help some carbs pass through the digestive system and be excreted without being turned into sugar. So this is like an amazing little compound. Super excited to record this separate video on how berberine can really help improve your metabolic flexibility and just fat reduction and muscle synthesis. It's amazing. Next is N-acetylcysteine, or NAC. This is a form of the amino acid cysteine that serves as a precursor to glutathione. So it's going to actually help replenish those levels, which support the body's detoxification process. It also has potent antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects. It's going to support the liver health and liver detoxification. It's going to reduce inflammation and oxidative stress. It's going to improve respiratory health and alleviate symptoms of chronic bronchitis. So to maximize these benefits, take NAC on an empty stomach, preferably in the morning. I'm not currently taking this. And vitamin C, this is a water-soluble vitamin that acts as this very powerful antioxidant in the body. I think many of us are receiving, some level of vitamin C, but it's good to supplement this. It's going to help prevent cells from damage caused by free radicals, and it's really essential for collagen synthesis. So it's gonna boost immune function. It's gonna help prevent and actually shorten colds. It's going to promote healthy skin, hair, and nails, even enhance iron absorption from plant-based sources. So for best results, take vitamin C in doses throughout the day with or without food. I currently take this in the mornings with my protein shake. And number 20 is CoQ10, or coenzyme Q10. This is a compound that's essential for energy production in the cells. It's going to be a powerful antioxidant, which is going to help protect the cells from oxidative stress and damage, and actually improve our cardiovascular health, even sometimes lower blood pressure, and maybe even improve energy levels and performance. So to ensure optimal absorption, take this with a meal that contains fat, preferably in the morning. I am currently taking CoQ10 off and on for the past couple of years. So there you have it. These are some of the top supplements that you can take if you want to get into biohacking. And remember, this is just a starting point for your own, biohacking journey. The key is to experiment, listen to your body, and find what works best for you. You never want to take too many of these at one time. You want to sort of have your body assimilate this supplement to make sure it's reacting properly and to make sure it's doing something. Another one, like I've been drinking hydrogen water for the past couple of months, and I bought this bottle, made the investment, and supposedly it's supposed to, enhance performance, mental, cognitive performance, even athletic performance. And I haven't noticed, one one bit of improvement really in any area, but because I invested in the bottle, I continue to take it. I think it's important to understand that we don't live in a world of certainty. There is no supplement that you can absolutely be certain will improve your physical or mental health. You have to operate in the world of possibilities and probabilities. And what I choose to believe is that many of these supplements we just went over have a high degree of probability, which can help me and you get healthier physically and mentally. And I think that's sort of a key thing to remember here. So what I want you to do this week, so your assignment, pretty simple. I want you to choose 1 or 2 supplements from this list that resonates deeply with you, and then incorporate it into your daily routine, whether it's in the morning or the evening. But don't just take it blindly. Do some research, talk to your healthcare provider, make sure it's a good fit for you. And once you've chosen your supplement, I want you to pay attention to how you feel. Keep a journal or a mental note on your energy, your mood, your digestion, your sleep, any of these markers that are actually in the workbook. Because I think it's important to remember that biohacking is all about you. When I do it, it's all about me. When we do it, it's all about you, the individual. So this self-experimentation and finding what works for us is super important. And don't forget to share your experiences with the H40 community. If you find something that works really well for you, share it with the group, because we're all in this together. And I think learning and optimizing one step at a time is crucial just to improve our health long term. And one more thing I almost forgot is the Yuka app. This is a mobile app that was shared in the community. This is such a cool app, free and paid version. We have no affiliation with this company whatsoever, but you can actually scan just about anything you're thinking about putting in your body, and then you can get that impact on your health. I think it's an incredible, again, free app that just lets you very easily see how healthy different foods and products are, whether it's deodorant, shampoo, or something that you're actually going to put into your mouth, into your body. So right now, if you're watching this on YouTube, I want you to subscribe, and click that notification bell, and we'll see you on the other side.